Okay, today is Saturday, July 2nd, I believe, and I don't have any great progress to report in the Garden Box arena, although I have made more progress. But I did want to document my plants because they're all looking so beautiful today. And I don't want to miss footage of them for myself as well for future years. So yeah, I'm just going to do a rundown of my plants here and get it documented. I did a recent pruning on these two spearmint plants, and you almost can't tell. There's a little spider there, that's funny. Anyway, I had my first cup of spearmint tea the other night, and I had to drop everything and call Jessica just to tell her how amazing it was. I also owed her a phone call, so anyway, the time is feeding us already. I clip off a couple little stalks and put them in a little tiny bottle to keep them fresh, and they've been living on the counter now for a while. And I'll be uppotting those eventually, so we'll have a lot more, maybe for drying. Back here, that is it's called Love in the Mist. Got some moonflowers, one there, one back there, and one back there. A couple sage plants, here, here, and there, and a lupin, basil, which are either ready to go into the ground or be up potted at this point, so I need to decide. Those are my basil runts, but they are, I don't know, we'll see how they go. They're getting overcrowded now, but I need to tend to those. A bunch more lupins. Excuse me. Then I think back here, I'm thinking that pot is California poppies. Those came out of a mixed seed wildflower packet. Everything else got overcrowded, but I did save those guys, and I think that's what they're sizing up to be. All these zinnias that needed to be tended to a long time ago, I mean, they're holding on, but at this point they're pretty stunted, so I'll probably put those in a container and maybe we'll get a bunch of little flowers. That would be nice. Up here in the front, got two catnips. These were the runts, but they're actually catching up pretty quickly. Here's the main plant. I've already done a pruning on that, and I'm going to continue to prune those just like the spearmint and use the leaves for tea, and obviously for the cat. Bobo has really showed no interest in the catnip, so yeah, I don't know what the deal is there. Anyway, these two plants on the end are two Shasta daisy plants. I actually started those last year and overwintered them, and they're actually ready to go in the ground and get established, so I just really need to pick a spot for them. And this tray, really all should have gone into the ground ages ago. We're going to lose the kale, so we'll just use this up in the kitchen. But it's been giving us leaves, so it wasn't a complete loss. Same with the parsley. There still might be time to get the parsley into the ground, so I'm holding out hope there. And same with the Swiss chard. It's still continuing to throw out new leaves, so I think if I get these in the ground at some point soon, there may be hope for those. So we'll see. This is one lone chamomile plant. You can see how big it gets as compared to the pot of chamomile in the back, which was very overcrowded, and I think had a mix of pest pressure and overcrowdedness. It is flowering though in the back, so it's not a complete loss. The rest of the plants are in the driveway. The onions are really struggling, although the bunching onions, these guys in the back, are looking good. So I don't know that we'll actually get any of these red Weathersfields, but there's a moonflower. Cosmos in the back. This whole tray is Cosmos. There's my tomatoes. Squashes. I've got a zucchini and cucumbers already starting to flower, and there's already a little baby cucumber coming out, so those need to go in the ground ASAP. There's my zinnias already starting to bloom, so you can see the real difference between last year and this year. They're stunted a little bit, but still I'm gonna keep them alive. There's the peppers. And that tray is teddy bear sunflower, and this tray is marigold. So yeah, I'm heading into the back, and the goal is to get the garden beds ready soon. It's just been such a project. Requires so much physical labor at this point that I have to do it slowly. But yesterday, I was able to fix something that I didn't talk about the last time. This corner here. I guess I'll come at it from this direction. I had thought I fixed this corner, but then Dave spread out the garden box dirt for me, and it pushed out the log here and broke this corner. I had fastened it into this rotten log, so it didn't hold. So I had to dig out the trenches again, like all this side and all of this side. I dug it all up, and then I reinforced it. I cut a new piece of wood and reinforced it on the end here, and as you can see, it's firm. And I did have to also build it up. Hard to see there, but I put some rocks under there to build it up and make sure it was level, and it is now. So now I can finally start breaking the soil up and spreading it out. It needs so much work. It's such a chore. I don't know if I'm actually going to get it done, but I'm going to try. Like, you look at this bed and you think it looks ready, but when you dig in it, it's like cement, and there's big chunks that are even bigger than this, huge chunks that don't break up when you press as hard as you can, so you really have to break this up before you plant into it. It does help to wet it down, so I'll wet it down and get started. I'll probably start in this bed here because I'm anxious to get the squash and tomatoes in. So it's quite the task. Just real quickly, the chamomile over here is starting to bloom. I never did get a chance to separate this, and I just let it run its course. And we'll see what it provides us with. I don't know if it's going to be enough to make a huge batch of tea, but it was a great learning experience, if nothing else. And slowly but surely, I'm using up the lettuce. I shouldn't have bought romaine this week, but I did. For salads next week at work. I should have just used the rest of this up, but I know Dave and I will use a head for dinner probably on Monday, and I'll definitely use this. Basically one head is good for like one good salad, and we only have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 left, so. And you can tell it's ready to start bolting, so it's time to eat that up. But yeah, things are coming along. I'm gonna go ahead and get started over here. Wish me luck. And just a quick aside, the foxglove is pretty much pettering out. And I'm sure it's about to go to seed. There's like pods all over it. But I do think I need to actually take it out because I need that box for herbs. And yeah, so it was beautiful while it lasted. It'll probably be in there for a few more weeks, but eventually I'm going to tear that out. And then over there is the lupin. Didn't bloom a whole lot, but we did get 1 or 2 blooms. There's the second bloom right now, and then I've never seen what happens to the flower heads, but it looks like these are seed pods. So I think I might have a bunch of seed pods there, which is really cool. But the plant looks really healthy, and looking forward to future years of maybe more robust blooms. So yeah, lots to do down here. The grape leaves are invading, so I'll need to cut those back a little bit. And my Shasta daisies in the back here are just about to pop. I have some footage from the Shasta daisies out on the side of the house, which are looking absolutely stunning right now. So, yes, that is all I have to report at the moment. Wish me luck in getting this done. After this upcoming work week, I then have a vacation, and I'm going to have a staycation, and I'm going to dedicate a lot of that time to getting things planted into the ground. So, fingers crossed, everything goes according to plan. Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Over and out for now. It's much later in the day. I should have timed how long I spent on this, but there's some evidence of the work I just did with those gloves and the hoe and the shovel. A couple other tools over here. The pitchfork. Honestly though, the progress you see there was done by hand. It is so tough on my body, but there's no other way. I sit on that stool, I have my little trowel, and I literally just break apart these chunks of, compacted soil. And as you can see, it looks amazing. It's ready to be planted on that side. I think I'd like to make it, the goal anyway, is to make it at least to this irrigation line, which I actually do not use, but I leave them in anyway. And then once this half of the box is completely full, I'll get my 4 tomatoes planted, and my zucchini, and my onions, and I think I was going to put some flowers in the middle, so I may incrementally plant things as I work the boxes to just give myself a little break from the manual laborness of it all. That's not really proper English, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Even though planting is also a little bit laborious when you're bent over like that as well. So anyway, whatever. I was just proud to show that this box is, I would say, halfway done. So after this one, I get to look forward to this one. And the 2 smaller ones are going to remain unplanted for a little while, maybe even all season, because I'm definitely not going to get to those for a while. So anyway, yes, I just wanted to document my progress here. I'm pretty proud of that. And finally, just for my own motivation, it's great to see a spot that's ready to be planted finally, after all this time. Alright, over and out for now.